Hi, this is Bud from EFR, and welcome to the last video of our August Mindfulness Challenge. Today is August 31st, and though the formal part of the challenge was over on Friday, just wanted to send you this kind of as a review and to give you some resources and links and things to help keep your practice going. And so that's what today's lesson is all about. Of course, we will do a meditation. So again, like we usually do, taking a quick mindful pause. This is one of my favorites, just 3 breaths for a pause. So just taking a deep mindful breath in and out, and just being aware of the physical sensations of this breath right here, right now. The breath always can be our anchor to the present moment, always. Take another deep breath in, notice the body, and ask yourself, what does my body need? Does it need to stretch or move or have some water or whatever? What does your body need? And then one more breath in. And remember to be kind to yourself. Remember just to take care of yourself and do some things that are nice for you. It's very, very important and helpful to fill our own well so that we have something to give out of as we take care of others going through our day. All right, so that's 3 breaths for a pause. I wanted you to have that in case you wanted to refer back to that, but it's very simple. And the whole idea, as we talked about from the beginning, is just to find a peaceful, quiet moment amidst a chaotic, hectic life. And that's really, if you can do that, if you can step back and find those moments, even on the busiest of days, even when there are things going on at work, at home, in the world around us, where we can just find that moment, take a few breaths, do a formal practice, an informal practice, whatever it takes. That's, I think, an achievement if you're capable of doing that. So a reminder, one way to do that is through our informal practice. We did in the very beginning routine activities, so you might want to keep that up. What are some things that you do on a regular basis that you pay attention to? And maybe expand that. The stop practice, again, stop what you're doing, take a deep breath, observe what's happening internally with thoughts, feelings, and body, and then proceed. So, and then this slide here about mindful eating, we didn't talk too much about, but there are a couple of links. So if you want to try these when you take a look at the slides, a mindful chocolate exercise, only about 2 minutes, and then a mindful raisin exercise. So just have that handy if you decide to try those. Very good ways of bringing yourself into the present moment and being mindful while you're eating. We learned a little bit about stress and how we can learn to bring on the relaxation response, how there is a space between stimulus and response, and that we can learn to do some deep breathing or mindful exercise, or we can just learn to realize by our thought process that we can step back from that stress. We don't have to automatically react to it. And of course, these attitudes are very, very helpful. They're different than what we're used to in terms of being patient, I think, accepting things, non-judging. The kindness part, of course, is, very important, being kind to ourselves and others. These are all very, very helpful attitudes to a mindfulness practice. And there's that link again with all of the videos if you want to watch that by John Kabat-Zinn. You might remember this cartoon and the idea that very often we are on autopilot. And as you go about your day, just noticing when your mind is traveling off on a string of associations and remembering to come back to presence through whatever means, through your breath, through your body, through noticing the beauty of nature, and essentially be the dog. Or try being a cat, for that matter, doing some cat stretches. And that mindful movement and stretching can be a great way to bring mindfulness as well. You don't have to sit and close your eyes and be quiet, but you can really incorporate it into your movement, your exercise. Maybe you do some yoga, but even just some simple stretches to take care of your body throughout the day. And then there's the walking meditation. I think this is a really good one because so often we're walking to somewhere and our minds are traveling in many, many other places. So use that opportunity to just be present with your walking and just know that you're walking and feel each step, feel the placement of each foot, the lifting, the pressure, the movement. Very good practice to get into the habit of. We talked a bit about thoughts and that thoughts are normal even during meditation, and the idea that we're trying to be more aware and have more insight into our thoughts and what they mean and where they come from, and observing of them, and have some control over them so that we don't get carried away into that autopilot. There sometimes can be an overwhelming number of thoughts, and so there are a number of mindfulness practices that can help you sort of clear the mind a bit, taking the weight off. It can be very much a heavy burden sometimes, just having all those thoughts overtaking our mind. And of course, that's inextricably connected with emotions. And sometimes the emotions are difficult to deal with. So there are some ways that you can bring mindful attention to acknowledge those emotions, but also send yourself some comfort and care and soothing when you notice those emotions arising. We talked a bit about compassion and self-compassion in the last week, and focusing on the good things in our life, cultivating gratitude as a way to overcome that. So that's one practice I would highly recommend, even if it's just the 3 good things that I talked about. Terrific way to move from the negativity bias into a more positive mindset. And being kind to ourselves, I've talked about as so important. It really starts with us, so that when we notice the inner critic coming up, sending that half smile of kindness to ourselves is great. And I would encourage you to watch this video by Tara Brach on happiness. It's about 20 minutes, but even if you just watch the first half of it, you'll get the gist of it. She talks about things that make us happy, and to really kind of take a look at that for ourselves, you might want to watch that video. All right, so this scene here, just to have in the background as we do the last meditation. And this meditation is called Choiceless Awareness. And you'll see what that means as we get into it. So again, as we've become accustomed to, finding a position that you're comfortable with, that's balanced for you, where you can sit quietly for a few moments. And just be aware of the body sitting. Allowing our awareness to be open and receptive as the practice unfolds, moment to moment. Normally in our meditations, we have a focus in the meditation for our attention. It could be the breath or the body or sounds. In this particular meditation, we're going to practice without having to rest our attention with anything in particular. So starting by just having an openness and awareness of the body and its posture as a way of grounding oneself in the present moment. Simply allowing the awareness to be expansive. Just noticing whatever the moment-to-moment experience is presenting to the awareness. And simply in this moment now and every now, being different in various ways to the moment before. sensations taking place here and there in the body, sounds, smells. If the eyes are closed, just noticing the play of light on the eyelids. If they are partially open, noticing the shapes and shadows and light in your field of vision. The coming and going of thoughts, feelings, comments, or memories and imaginings of the mind. And without any particular attitude or need to cling to one or push away the other, just letting the experience be as it is. Just rise and pass. Rise and pass. With you there as a simple observer, the consciousness in which these experiences are coming and going. The awareness is always present, so just practicing being present. The awareness is stable, whereas experience comes and goes, so just resting in that stability. The awareness is unmoved, so just cultivating that ability not to be moved. Moment by moment experience. The awareness is not attached. So if attachment arises to things that are found to be pleasant or unpleasant, or wanted or avoided, just letting go of those attachments. Noticing that each experience, each thought, feeling, sensation comes and goes. And we just simply sit, noticing. Whatever arises in the mind in the form of thoughts, comments, even if they're about the meditation practice of what is experienced, either should or shouldn't be experienced, just letting them come and go as well. No need to strive for any particular experience. No need to push away. The moment by moment experience is like moving water in a stream, and we can rest on a rock in that stream. Very good. So now, just to help us ground the awareness back, just with a simple awareness of the body and its posture. And whenever you're ready, allowing the eyes to open as we finish the meditation on choiceless awareness. Well, thank you again for being with me on that last meditation, but I hope it's just the first of many, many more that you continue to do. You can, of course, go back to these that we've had on all the videos. They're all there. You can access them at any time, but there are also these resources. On our EFR website, we have over 20 guided meditations, and we'll probably continue to add a few more. I've added you to our Mindful E-Tips, which is a kind of a newsletter, an email newsletter that I send out with mindfulness-related information. And we have a refresher webinar. If you want to mark your calendar, it's the second Friday of every month in the morning. It lasts for about 45 minutes, and it's at 10:30 to 11:15. But I'll send you an invite to that, or at least a notification of that. On the YouTube, there are other playlists that I have. So there is a Mindfulness at Work course. There's some COVID-related webinars. And of course, again, the challenge is there, as I said, if you want to go back to that. There are also the phone meditations. So remember those if you want to try those, either the live ones every day, as you see there, and also the recorded ones in the blue box. There are 3 recorded meditations. And just a reminder, too, about our services, our EFR services. There's the phone number, and there's this first website is the website that you can use to actually schedule an appointment. You can search for an EFR counselor and do that on the ynhhs.mybeaconwellbeing.com. And then there's another website, the Achieve Solutions. That's where the meditations are, but there's lots and lots of other information on that. And of course, all these services are free to you as an employee and to your family members, and also completely and totally confidential. So feel free to use the program. There are also these kits which are free on this whole list that you see here. I've highlighted the Stress Management Kit. It has 2 very good books on mindfulness, an adult coloring book with adult coloring pencils, and there's a CD with nature sounds. And so maybe that's one, if you just give them a call to the main number there and tell them you're interested in one of the kits, they send them free right to your home. So here's a quote, and this is actually, these are some tips from Jon Kabat-Zinn. I've also attached a couple of handouts on cultivating mindfulness and suggestions for daily practice from Jon Kabat-Zinn. But I like these. These are ones that I've sort of highlighted. In order to live life fully, you have to be present for it, right? To be present, it helps to purposefully bring awareness to your moments. Otherwise, you may miss many of them. This requires a great deal of kindness towards yourself, which you deserve. So, a gentle love affair with the present moment is important. And remember, the real meditation is your life and how you inhabit it moment by moment. So again, want to remind you to send in your log sheets if you haven't already done that. You can either fax to me at 203-688-3108 or scan an email to me. I'm in the email system. I'm sure you have my emails from the things that I've sent out. So if you have any questions or any needs whatsoever in terms of keeping your practice going, I'm happy to help in any way. And I hope you continue to take advantage of the offerings that we have. And again, thank you so much for joining in on this month's Mindfulness Challenge. I really appreciate your mindful participation. So enjoy your moments, pay attention to them. They really do matter. Take good care of yourselves. And again, thank you so much.